Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. This is David Hyman, your tour guide in Israel. But guess where we are this weekend? The beautiful Red Sea, just outside Eilat. So stay with me for this wonderful video of the Red Sea in Israel. One of the reasons I'm making this video is because I've realized over the years that many of my guests from overseas, but also many Israelis, are not aware of how easy it is to enjoy this experience of the Red Sea. So stay with me on this tour and I'll show you exactly where to go, what you need, and how to do all this so you can also enjoy the wonderful swimming in the Red Sea of Israel. So the beach I recommend is about 10-minute drive south of Eilat. It's called Coral Beach, Chof Almog. It's a nature reserve. It's run by the government Nature and Parks Authority. So therefore it's clean. It has showers. It has a changing room. There's a small shop. It's very quiet and peaceful. You can rent gear, you can rent a mask, snorkel, or you can bring your own gear. There's lockers to keep your things safe. Maybe the most important thing is that there's ramps or a bridge that you can safely walk over the reef. There's like a ramp, so you walk over the reef without treading on it, and you can see it from up here. So if you're a good swimmer, I think it's a good plan to go out on ramp number 3, the north ramp, and then swim all the way up to number 7. That's called Moses Rock. Because on this route here, you get to see many fish and coral, and just swimming around Moses Rock gives you the best experience of this park. So we were extremely fortunate on the second swim of on the day. Suddenly I spotted this magnificent spot, eagleray. And at first it's like swimming away and I'm trying to chase it underwater, but of course it's much faster. And then suddenly it turned around and started swimming towards me. And I got a little closer to try and film it from up close, And then it started hovering and pausing in front of me, giving me this wonderful close-up of this spotted eagleray. So it's part of the ray family. I didn't really know this at the time, that I got a little too close, because it turns out that on the base of its tail, it has these three little poisonous, venomous spots that you should be aware of. But look at the tail, and what a delight it was to see this creature. This was maybe 20, 30 meters from the beach, and it wasn't deep at all. It was maybe 3 meters deep. So the Eilat Coral Reef, among the northernmost reefs in the world. The coral reef is a marine habitat, one of the richest, most colorful, and impressive in our world. It is populated by corals of various species and an abundance of other marine animal life. As such, it is a tropical forest deep in the sea. We've made it to Moses Rock. You can see it's this big natural rock. I think the floor of the sea is about 15 meters deep, but the top of the rock is right on the surface, so you can swim above it or you can swim around it. If you're a good diver, you can go and dive on all sides. It doesn't matter what time of the day you're here. It is always full of fish from all different sizes, shape, color. And I can't explain the feeling of swimming around Moses Rock. It's like swimming in an aquarium. It is so, so beautiful. Let me now show you some of the special fish that we have in the Red Sea, in the Eilat Gulf area. Down here in between the rocks, you can see the tail of a lionfish. I think also maybe people call it the firefish. In Hebrew, the name of this fish is Zaharon Matsui. It always hides between the rocks, so there's nothing really to fear. But it is known to be a dangerous, venomous fish. If you touch one of those spikes, then it's painful for about a day. Yeah, I'm going to show you this, maybe the most famous fish in the sea, Nemo. Hello, Nemo. So Nemo actually is a clownfish. This particular species is the Red Sea clownfish. It's special because it lives in symbiosis with the coral behind it. The coral is called the anemone coral, and you can see it has these tentacles that move around. The fish and the coral protect each other, and they feed each other, and they live side by side. The tentacles are poisonous, but they don't affect Nemo. Yeah, a few words about coral. So coral, they're actually animals. I mean, if there were plants, a plant has to be able to make its own food. The corals, they can't. They need to catch their food. So they catch their food in the water and they digest it. They multiply, they breathe, and they can even move around very slowly from place to place. So coral actually are animals. The thing is that they're very, very sensitive. They need a lot of light. So they need to be up on the surface. The water needs to be clear, and they need a steady temperature. So they thrive in tropical seas, just like our Red Sea. We're going to go and look for a butterfly fish. There are many kinds of butterfly fish. They're like your typical reef fish. They're very tall and very narrow, quick but not fast. Also very, very colorful. They come in lots of different colors, and it's always such a treat to see them when you're diving in the Red Sea. One of the questions that comes to mind is how come the fish are so colorful? Is there like a biological reason or something to do with the environment? I mean, look, every single color you can think of. And I'm not really sure I know the answer. If you do, please post it on the comments below. Let me know why you think the fish are so colorful. You probably noticed how clear the water is. Today, the visibility is about 50 meters, which is extremely clear. And the reason for the clarity of the water is because it's such a deep sea. And it's not just deep far from the shore, it's deep really close to the shore. So what happens if there's silt and sand, so all the silt and sand, they settle to the bottom of the deep sea. And then the currents, they're on the surface. They can't lift up the silt back to the top, and the water stays clear year round. So you're probably interested to know the temperature of the water. So we're swimming in the month of August, and the water is really warm. It's about 30 degrees, which would be, 80. But even in the winter, the water doesn't become that cold. I think it stays above 20 degrees, which is 70. So it is cooler in the winter, but you can swim year round. You don't really need a wetsuit. And one of the advantages of swimming here is that you don't really need anything. You don't need a boat. You don't need a can of air. You don't even need your snorkel and your mask. All you need is your goggles.
See that? This is one of the most beautiful experiences you can do in Israel. Just swim in the Red Sea.
Yeah, so maybe the last thing people are worried about is it dangerous? So you can see on this video that my wife and I, we're swimming with nothing, just our goggles. The rule of thumb is don't touch anything and you'll be fine. That's what I think.
So show them the sea.
Okay. See? Can you see something?
It's the Red Sea.
So
the mountains over there, they're in Jordan. And the town over there is Aqaba. And Eilat is outside. And
you see? Can you see? And down there is Egypt.
Okay, everyone. So I hope you enjoyed this tour of Eilat, the Red Sea, and the fish and the coral of Israel. So if you did, please give me a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and send me a comment where you would like to go on our next tour of wonderful Israel. So until then, shalom shalom, goodbye, and take care.